Hello, 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 hello. So today's topic is how to cut cost on your salon expenses. Yes, we are going to talk about how to cut costs here, how to bring down some of these expenses that you are spending on unnecessary. Let's find you some missing money in these expenses. We are talking how to cut costs on your salon expenses. I'm going to show you some ways to cut the costs, on this item because it's costing you a lot. So before we get started, go ahead on and share this out, share this out, share this out, share this out. So there you go. I've shared it myself. So not only do I tell you to share this out, but I share this out also. So you tap that share button so we can cut some of these salon expenses down, so we can keep some more money in our pocket that we can use for marketing, we can use to grow our business, we can use to build our clientele. So go ahead on and hit that share button, and we're going to discuss how to cut costs on your salon expenses. Now, while you are doing that, let me go ahead on and introduce myself. I am ElishaMonique, salon stylist coach, product development consultant, and salon business builder expert. I partner with salons and salon suite owners to give you the tools and steps that you need in order to grow your team and business with strategic results. My primary objective when partnering with you is to meet you where you are, to understand your goals, to get an understanding of your vision and your mission, and to give you the tools, strategies, implementation steps that you need to successfully grow a six-figure beauty business. So today we are talking how to cut costs on your salon expenses. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cut the cost on your salon expenses. We're going to bring down the cost. Now, I have my notes and everything ready. You guys have went on ahead and shared this out. And do me another favor. If you can hear me, go ahead on and hit the screen and let me know that you can hear me, because it was acting up a little bit early. I had a little technical difficulties. I want to make sure that you can hear me so that you have a complete understanding on how to cut down some of this cost that you have, how to get rid of some of these expenses that you are dealing with. Okay, great, great, great. So you can hear me. So let's go ahead on and jump in. So how to cut costs on your salon expenses. First, what are some of your salon expenses? What are these expenses? So these expenses consist of like your light bill, your utility bill, the cost of products. It's the cost of doing business, basically. You have your license that you pay for in order to keep your business open. You have to pay for maybe trash or water or, different things that cost you money in order to operate your business. Now, some of these things you can control and some of these things that you can't control. Some of the things that you cannot control is how much your rent is. You don't control that. That's set in stone. That doesn't fluctuate, that doesn't change, that doesn't go up, that doesn't go down. So you're not in control of that. However, we're going to discuss some of the places that you can cut these salon expenses back on. So, for example, we're going to start with the back bar product mixed use. That's ultimately where it's at. I'm going to break this down for you. There are many ways to cut down costs, such as the use of electricity, just running things unnecessarily, the use of marketing when you're wasting marketing ideas, getting flyers, promotion last minute, things like that. So there are many, many ways to cut back on your costs, but we are going to focus on your back bar product misuse because this is a huge area that I want you to understand that there's a lot of money out there that you spending unnecessary on your back bar services and how you can cut back the cost on this area. So let's jump in. Now, so your back bar product misuse. First thing is to understand where you purchase your product at, and the cost of service and its breakdown. Those are the two main areas that we're going to focus on your back bar product use. Where to purchase and how the cost of service and the breakdown. So let's start with where to purchase. First of all, purchasing your products from a beauty supply store, of course, it's not going to save you any money at all. So if you are purchasing from a beauty supply store, first of all, you're not getting a high quality professional product that you should be providing to your clients, that you're providing to your guests, because when you're providing this type of high quality product, you get to charge high quality prices. So understand that you're not purchasing any of your products from the beauty supply store. Even like your bobby pins and rubber bands and things like that, there are wholesale places that you can purchase from to get that in bulk. Or if you're attending a trade show, there are companies there that you can purchase from to get that in bulk, so that you're not hitting up the beauty supply store throughout the year, continuously making those small overpriced purchases from there. So that's number one, where you are not going to purchase your products from. So where to purchase from then? You're looking for wholesale and company direct purchases. When you're purchasing wholesale, you are purchasing at a lower price and it guarantees the quality of a product. So for example, you're purchasing, let's say, a professional quality product, right? Take your professional product that you love. Call the company. You want to purchase it from the company. Or if you have a distributor coming around, if you don't have a distributor, you want to purchase it from the company itself, because it's coming straight from the manufacturer to that company. The next stop is your salon. The next stop is not the beauty supply store, not the person down the street, or not the 4 or 5 middleman before you purchase the product. This is where you're not getting the highest quality from, because it's been passed through so many hands that don't nobody know. I mean, they can't, I don't guarantee anything. That's what you're getting. So if you're purchasing directly from the company itself, you're purchasing at wholesale prices. It guarantees the product quality. Now, when it's guaranteeing the product quality, if something was to happen, let's say you purchase from the company, let's say you purchase the bucket of relaxer, right? And it comes in from the company and you open it up and you notice something. You call the company direct and say, hey, I just bought this bucket on my last order and it looks weird. They can easily pull up your order. See, yes, you did purchase this relaxer like 2 weeks ago. Okay, not a problem. Mail it back to us. We'll either refund your money or we'll ship you out a new product. That's what happens when you're getting product directly from the company. Now, if you purchase this from the middleman, it's no guarantee. You open it up, you say something wrong with it. They was like, well, something could have happened. You could have did that and we're not sure and there's no refunds, but we can give you something else. You can't provide quality product like that to your customers if you can't stand behind the product that you're using. So if you're purchasing it direct from a company, you can stand behind the product that you're using because the company is backing you 100%. They sent you out something, and if something's not right with it and you call them, they're going to handle that situation. All those middlemen, they can't handle those situations because all they are about is just making money. They're just about making money and getting you the product. And if something happens to it, it's pretty much on you. So where you want to purchase from is wholesale or company direct. You're going to get a lower price because it's at a wholesale price. They're going to guarantee the product quality of it, which allows you to charge professional prices. Here's the key. You want to charge these professional prices because you're buying higher quality product. Or you can order online through the company, or you can give the company a call also. So that is where you want to purchase your back bar products. Now we're going to move on to the cost of service. This is a huge factor. So now you can save money by purchasing at wholesale prices. Now I want you to understand the cost of service, meaning how much of a product, when you're using a piece of that the bucket of relaxer, when you're using a cup on a client, how much does that cup cost you? Another example, when you buy that big old gallon of shampoo, how much does those 4 or 5 pumps cost on that one client? Here's another example. You purchase a whole tube of color. How much do you need of that tube to do a color retouch? And how much of that half an ounce out of that 2 or 3 ounce tube does that cost you? This is cost of services. How much of a product is costing you to provide this service to a client? So let's get to a breakdown. Let's get to a breakdown because I really want you to understand this, because this is how you're going to cut costs on your salon expenses when it comes to your back bar products. First, knowing where to purchase. Number 2 is your cost of service, right? So here's how your cost of service break down, right? I want you to write down the price of that big old bucket of relaxer, right? We're going to continue with that example. That 4-pound or that 64-ounce bucket that you purchase. If you service a client and you go to that bucket and you take out, let's say you take out 1 cup, 8 ounces, right? You take out 1 cup, which is 8 ounces out of the entire bucket. You use that 1 cup on a client and you can do her whole relaxer retouch off of that 1 cup, and you're not going back in for any more product, right? Now, you need to understand how much does that 1 cup cost you out of that 4-pound or that 64-ounce bucket. So let's do some math. I'm going to share my screen with you and let's do some math here. So for example, that bucket of relaxer, let's say it costs, let's say the bucket of relaxer costs you $45, right? So it costs you $45 to purchase that 64-ounce bucket of relaxer. And you use 8 ounces per client. So if it's costing you $45, you use 8 ounces per client. You want to take 8 ounces and divide it by 64, which is 8 cups. So you're going to get 8 cups of relaxer out of that bucket. So at $45, we are going to divide that by 8. 8 ounces equals $5 and let's round it up 63 cents. So each relaxer service out of your bucket costs $5.63. So you're going to get 8 of those out of that bucket, right? So now that we've established that each relaxer service costs you $5.63, this amount needs to be added to the price that you charge for the service. So this is how you break down how much a relaxer service is costing you. This is understanding your cost of service. When you provide a service, you have to understand how much product costs you to provide this service. So if you were doing a relaxer, the bucket costs $45. It's a 64-ounce bucket. You can get 8 relaxers out of this bucket. So divide that by the number of services you get out of that bucket, which is 8, which equals $5.63. Now, this is how much that relaxer costs you, that 1 cup. So if you are in there and you're just scooping out of the bucket and you've used about 2 or 3 cups of relaxers, and it's just sitting there now, it's sitting out in the open. You've applied that 1 cup that you needed to your client. You did a relaxer. You got the relaxer still sitting there, and the product is sitting out all day long. Now it gets that hard, crusty look on top of it. You can't use it anymore. You got to throw it away. So you are throwing $5.63 in the trash. Because instead of going to get the exact amount that you need per service, which is 1 cup, you went and got 2 cups, but you threw it away because it sat there all day. You're throwing money down the drain. So measure out how much of product that you need to service the client so that you're not wasting money. You're not throwing money away, and you're getting more services out of the product. The same goes for the shampoo. Instead of just pumping, because you know on that first shampoo, you're not going to get a great lather. It's not going to be, super, super thick, and you got to rinse to build up off the hair. I understand they may have more hair, so you got to get another pump or two, but you're not going to get a good lather on that first shampoo. So why continuously pump and waste product, and you're washing it out of the hair, which was you're washing it down the drain. And then you go for the second shampoo, because now you know the second shampoo is going to get clean. So you're using the exact same amount that you wasted on the second shampoo when you could use half of that. So this is where the cost of service comes into play. Knowing how many services that you can get out of each bucket, tube, container that you're purchasing at wholesale prices, so that you're not wasting product. You're not throwing product down the drain, which is throwing money away. So the next time you go and get a relaxer out of that bucket, measure how much that you need. Measure a cup. If you say this is a 64-ounce tube, this is a 64-ounce bucket, because I listened to ElishaMonique and she said out of a 64-ounce bucket, I should be able to get 8 services out of this bucket. Start measuring how much you need. Start with the cup. If you need another cup, then make note that you needed another cup and keep tally of that on your relaxer bucket. So if you took a cup out and you like, okay, that's cool, I got enough, I'm servicing the client. However, you needed another cup. Make note of that. So now maybe you only get 7 services out of that bucket, and then make note of why you needed more. Maybe you misjudge or whatever the case may be. Write it down so that you're understanding how much you're spending on each relaxer service. So that when it comes to cutting your salon expenses, you've already found the wholesale distributor to purchase from. And by understanding the cost of services, you are now able to get more services done out of a product than you normally would. Here's another example I want to share with you. Here's another example. When you're doing a color retouch, our first instinct, and I'm sharing this example because I've done this myself. Squeeze a whole ounce of color out, right? Squeeze a whole ounce of color out, and you know the ratio of mixing the colors 1-to-1. So you got 1 ounce of color, you got 1 ounce of developer, so you have 2 ounces of product sitting in a bowl. And you go to do the color retouch, and it's only about a half an inch of, about a half an inch of new growth. You apply that whole retouch on the entire head, and you look at the bowl, and you got about a half an ounce of color left. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that you only needed to mix a half an ounce to begin with, instead of mixing an ounce, because now you really have nothing to do with this other half an ounce. Nothing at all. It was just a color retouch. You were only going to do her roots. Maybe this color is not on the rest of her hair. You can't do absolutely nothing with it but wash it down the drain. So you're throwing money down the drain. If a tube of relaxer, a tube of color, right? And for the sake of numbers, we're going to use whole numbers. If a tube of color costs, let's say $8, and every half an ounce inside of that tube, if it's a 2-ounce tube, 2-ounce tube, it costs you $8. Every half an ounce costs you, 2 divided by 8, it's 2 ounces. So you get 1, 2, 3, that's 4 divided. You do the math. That's how much money you're tossing down the drain. Think about it. The whole tube costs $8. Every half an ounce costs you a certain amount. When you're mixing up more color than you need, you're washing the money down the drain, because you can't do anything with that other half an ounce. You got to throw it away. It's oxidizing while it's sitting there, and your next client is not getting that exact color retouch. So this is where you're going to cut some of these salon expenses down at. So the next time you do a color retouch, start with a half an ounce. Mix that half an ounce. If that half an ounce was enough, you just save yourself some money on mixing up another half an ounce. That was truly unnecessary. So stop. Don't mix up, that whole ounce. Get that half an ounce. That half an ounce is exactly what you need in order to, do that color retouch that you have. That 1 cup of relaxer is probably all you needed for that retouch, so that you can get 8 relaxers out of the bucket as opposed to 6 or 7. And then you're throwing it, away. So here's what I want you to do to cut these costs and these back bars, right? First thing is to understand where you're going to purchase at. Know that you can purchase from wholesale distributors or you can purchase from the company directly. It's best that you purchase from the company directly because then they can guarantee the product. If there's something wrong with the product, they can put a guarantee. You can call the company and let them know what's going on. They can back you up and say, hey, okay, that's great. We see you've ordered a couple days ago. And because you ordered a couple days ago, you said this is going on. We're going to give you a full refund or we're going to ship you out another one. Please mail that one back to us so that we can see, or whatever the case may be. You don't get this type of quality of service if you're purchasing from the beauty supply store down the street. They honestly don't care. They're just there to make money. They're not there to service you, to give you high quality products so that you can charge quality prices, for your services. The next thing I want you to understand is that your cost of services. So understanding the breakdown of how much you spend on a product when providing the service is huge, because you won't be wasteful in using products that you can use on another client. So we're not going to measure out a whole ounce or 2 ounces of color if we only need a half an ounce. We're not going to go and get 4 or 5 cups of relaxer when we only need 1 cup. So I want you to be mindful of how much product that you're using out, how much product that you're pushing out in order to service your clients in a manner that needs to be serviced. Now, the next thing that I want you to be mindful of when you're cutting your expenses is note that when you have multiple back bar products, right? When you have multiple lines that you are using and you decide to change a line, that the product that's sitting there that you're not using anymore, you can actually take that product, right? Take that product, calculate how much is left in that product. If you know 100% you're not going to use this anymore because you found another great product that you like to use, calculate how much is left in that product. Take that product. This is another tip I want to share with you, because I share things like this with you inside of the Salon Business Blueprint Club. Ideas and strategies that you can use to grow your business. Courses and trainings that you can use to move your business forward so that you could have great marketing strategies, so that you can hire a team, so that you can build your clientele even better. But I want to share this right here with you. So when it comes to these unused back bar products that we're not using, right? This collection of stuff that's collecting, and you're not going to use it. Calculate how much is left inside of that gallon of shampoo that you're going to use, right? So let's say you had a gallon of shampoo and it got down to maybe like 5 services left, and for some reason you like, okay, I don't want to use that anymore, but it's still great, it's still good, you can still use it. How much is that 5 shampoos worth, right? Let's put a dollar figure on it. Let's say this 5 shampoos is worth maybe about, let's say $5. 5 shampoos, $5, right? So now you understand that this gallon that's left, it's about $5 worth of shampoo left in here. You might have spent about $40 on that gallon. So you got enough shampoos out of that where you've made your money back, you service your clients, but you found a new great product that you want to use. So at $5, right, you write that down. $5 is how much is left in a bucket, but not just for that one product. You realize you got the conditioner to it. You got some styling products. You got all kinds of products, that's there that you just refuse to use. They're not expired. They're great products. You are a salon business, right? Gather all of these products left there. And I'm telling you this because these are the type of things that I share right inside of the Salon Business Blueprint Club with our members in the membership, so that you can be able to, get some of this, cut the costs on your expenses that you have. So now once you gather this number, right, let's say you found shampoos, conditioners, some styling products, and each of these products had about $5 in it. You created a tally and you like, okay, it's about $100 worth of products sitting here on the table. Are you going to use it? Not really, because it's probably been collecting anyway. You found another great product. You found something else. Okay, so you put a value on that of $100, right? You gather all these products up, you put them in a nice little bag, a nice little gift bag or something like that, and you find a woman's shelter or a homeless shelter or something like that in your area. and you go to that shelter and say, you know what, I'm a salon business. I have a salon down the street, cross town, wherever your salon is. Then give them the name of your salon, and I would like to donate some of our used products that we have. They're really still really great products. They're professional products. Keyword, some of our professional products that we still have. It's about $100, $200 worth of product here that I would like to donate to the women's shelter, because we have another line that we're using, and I want to be able to pass this on so that other people can still benefit from this great product. Now, if you love this information, right, go to buildyoursalonbusiness.com, because I'm going to share more like this right inside there. But now, while you're at this shelter, right, you're giving them the reason why you're bringing hair products to the shelter. Your salon business, you're dressed, you look like a business, you know, you have your business cards with you, you have bags of products that you're not going to use anymore. It's at a value of like $200 worth of products. It's used products, it's great products, it's professional products. That's the key. It's professional products. And you're dropping it off to the women's shelter, to the homeless shelter, because you're not using it anymore. And it's collecting dust. The bottles are brown, you know, wipe them off, of course, clean them off, and you're going to bring them there. Now, once you bring them there, they're going to accept these donations because you are a business and you're bringing in products for them to utilize. Maybe someone is coming in to the shelter. They don't have anything. They need to be able to get them something. It's products, it's hair products for them to feel better, feel better about themselves. So you drop this off and they're going to give you a receipt, right? This receipt has the value that you said. We calculated the value of all your leftover products to be about $200. Not sure if that's the number I said, but now it's $200. So we calculated the value of all your leftover products to be about $200. So they're going to give you a receipt, and on that receipt, you write the cost. It's $200. You've donated $200 to a women's shelter in products. So guess what? Everybody in the Salon Business Blueprint Club, by the way, has this information already. And if you love more information like this, head on over to that link right there at the bottom. However, when you get this receipt back, you're going to keep this receipt. And throughout the year, let's say maybe twice a year you do this. You go in the back, you see what products you have collecting, right? Twice a year. It could be $200 twice a year. It could have been $200 the first time because you're initially cleaning out everything, and the next time it's only $50. Now, at the end of the year, you get to use this as a tax write-off. I hope you caught that. This is a tax write-off because you've donated to, your company has donated products to a shelter that's a value of $250. You're not collecting the products in the back anymore. They're not sitting there collecting dust because you know you're not going to use it. You gave it to a good cause. You gave it to a shelter. They gave you a receipt that you can actually use. It has the heading on it from this shelter. It's titled on one of their receipts. It's legit. Think about it. It's legit. And it says that such and such salon has donated, let's say ElishaMonique Salon has donated hair products in the value of $200 to XYZ Women's Shelter. Boom. It has the date on it. The person who at the shelter signed it. You save that receipt. You put it with your receipts. At the end of the year, that is a tax write-off. So inside of the Salon Business Blueprint Club, guess what? There's more strategies and more ideas just like that. But I want you right now to be aware of your salon expenses. I want you to be aware of how you can cut the costs. So not only have I shared with you how to cut the cost on your back bar misuse, where to purchase your products from, and your cost of services, but a strategy to go and clean out that unused product, to get those unused products out of the back. You know you're not going to use that conditioner no more. You know. I don't care how much you try and you like, I'm going to use this little bit in here. I'm going to use this little bit in here because this little bit needs to be used. And yeah, I'm going to use this little bit right here and I'm going to try and get rid of it as fast as I can. But your next client has an issue that requires your new shampoo. And the next client has an issue that requires your new shampoo and so on and so forth. And now this product is never going to be used. You're just going to keep pushing it to the back and it's going to keep collecting to the back. And eventually it's going to dry out or it's going to change colors because it has expired. And now you have to throw it away. Once again, you're throwing money away. So we're trying to cut the cost on your salon expenses. So those unused products still have a value. And if you drop those off, to a woman's shelter, take them to the homeless shelter, places that can actually use it, you now can take that value and use it as a tax write-off in your business. So consider this. Today is the day that you go in the back and you clean out those unused products so that you can get the tax write-off. Today is also the day that you join the Salon Business Blueprint Club so that you can get much more information just like this on your back bar product use, on business structuring, on branding of your business. And there's a live masterclass coming up right now with a tax consultant that's going to get more in depth on how we can save on how we won't owe on our taxes, how we can structure our taxes, things that we can actually write off, how to keep our expenses tallied up so that when you're given to an accountant, it's, you can write them off a little bit better. So I'm not a tax expert. I bring in people to the membership that can share how we can run our business more effectively. And this is my goal here with you. So now you know how to cut your salon expenses. You got to go. Today's task is to understand where you're going to purchase these products at, to get them at wholesale distributors, write down the numbers, get to the direct company. Do some tallying on your cost of services so that you understand how much each product costs you to service your client. Go in the back and get that unused product, put a value on it, drop it off at the homeless shelter, and then join the Salon Business Blueprint Club so that you can get more in-depth training and coaching just like this one. So you have work to do. Yes, you do. You have work to do. And on that note, I am going to head on out because I am heading over right now to the Salon Business Blueprint Club, to our community on our private platform, to network and to give advice and information to our members over there. They're waiting for me, and I hope to see you inside of the Salon Business Blueprint Club also. Until next time, talk to you soon.